Luke and Neil's 5 Nights of Halloween Extravaganza.
Welcome to 2 hours of horror and fright. I am Albert Green. The night sky is filled with dark and twisting clouds. A horrible scream pierces the air from the cemetery on the hill. The dead push and squeeze from their shallow graves, hungry for human flesh. But don't worry, it's only a dream, a nightmare. Let's hope your dreams don't come true. Welcome to my Midnight Theater, where tonight we will embark on an adventure together filled with many spooks and scares. Please, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. But if you try to run, there will be nowhere to go.
What do you mean you want to go? For Pete's sake, we just got here.
I don't know, it just gives me the spooks.
I mean, we've all heard the stories.
You're telling me you're scared of old stories. What? You think the big bad wolf of Pumpkin Hollow's gonna come out and eat us?
No, I guess not. It's still creepy out here, though. Can we just go?
Oh, come on. It's probably just a squirrel or something.
Fine.
Charlie, that sounded bigger.
And closer.
What? Do you want me to go out and take a look?
No, let's just go.
It'll just take a second. Hello? Is there anyone there? Hello?
Oh, Charlie, let's just go already. You've had your fun.
It's just some creep in the woods. Hold on. Hey, creep. Why don't you go downtown and watch a dirty movie? Creep.
Can we just go now?
Yeah. All right. Let's get out of here, babe.
Yes, this is Spade. Another one, is it? I see. Well, yes, I'll be there quickly. Sheriff Brown.
Oh, Detective, you made it.
Why wasn't I notified earlier? The crime scene has been completely picked over.
Well, now hold on there, Detective. Me and Dr. Addison here try to notify you We even called downtown, but we got no reply. We tried to let you know.
Where are the bodies?
I'm afraid you're too late, Detective Spade. I've already put the bodies in the freezer.
Without even examining them first?
Poor souls were ripped apart beyond repair. Not much else I can do besides freeze them and bury them.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, Detective, but there really isn't much to see. Just another case of local wildlife wandering into the city. I'm sure you're well aware of the recent attacks.
Very familiar, yes. And that's why I'm so upset about this. We both know that these aren't simple bear attacks. There's been an attack like this every month since January, and now we're up to 10.
Don't worry, Detective. I can assure you that these attacks fall well into the category of basic bear attacks.
You haven't seen the evidence that I have. Bears don't break into homes or stalk children at night. There's someone or something out there, and neither of you are doing anything about it.
Detective, I think it'd be best if you were to leave. You're letting your imagination get a hold of your judgment, after all. Me and Dr. Addison do have many things that we must be going over.
That's fine. But remember, when this happens again, I'm the first you want to call.
It's happening again! It's happening again! Every 100 years, it feasts on the people of this town.
Get off!
And in 2 months' time, it will be gone. And it will only return when we're all dead. When we're all forgotten, and we're all dead.
Detective, you are just the man I was hoping to see.
What is it? Can I take a look?
Oh, hold on there, Buster. Just another bear attack. Same old story you've heard many times. Dr. Addison is inside. He's getting rid of the body.
Another bear attack? You gotta be kidding me. Twice in 1 week? You really think this is a bear?
Well, Detective, yes I do. You see, I got the evidence right here myself. Victim held onto that damn bear so hard he pretty much tore a whole chunk with him. Damn thing probably just wandered in through an open door out back. Probably looking for food. Basically painted the whole wall red. Anyways, I got a couple boys from the U.S. Forest Service going out tomorrow night to hopefully take a look and find this thing. Hopefully we can have this all good and wrapped up and done.
Alright, well,
Excuse me, gentlemen. If you'd step off the porch, we're going to remove the body from the premises now.
Well, no problem, Doc. That'll be okay. Detective, we can talk later tonight. Have a good afternoon.
Please, Detective. I don't think you want to see what happened inside that living room.
alright, Doc. I'm sure. No tracks. No claw marks on the door. No bear is simply going to go in and open a door. If only I could get a closer look.
It's happening! It's happening again! Not once this month, but twice. It's preparing for hibernation. Yes!
Listen to me, what are you doing? Why are you following me?
Something's off. But you're willing to stop it. Unlike that Sheriff Brown. It's not a bear, you see. It's something much worse. Something ancient. Something deadly.
Something ancient? Where do we find it?
No one knows. But I can assure you, it won't be in those woods. It'll be right here, among us, lurking among us. Right here! Right here!
Richard? Richard, where are you? Oh, Richard, where have you been? On the what? The computer? What for? The webcam? Oh, Richard, you're very funny. What do you think of the movie? Oh, Richard, that's quite insightful. I myself was scared half to death.
Look, Sheriff, I don't know what this bozo was talking about, but it seemed like he was talking about the deaths. I mean, he was a fanatic.
I'm sure he could have been, Detective. We both know that everyone around these parts have been worried about the recent attacks.
But it's what he said that bothers me. He said something ancient, something deadly is coming to feast on the people of this town. I know it sounds ridiculous, but he said that's what's happening now.
Feasting every 100 years? Now, Detective, do you think he could have been drunkenly talking about the Pumpkin Hollow werewolf? It is Halloween season after all.
The what? A werewolf?
Well, sure, the Pumpkin Hollow werewolf. Just some silly kid story we all used to say growing up, you know, slumber parties and everything. Hell, even my kids talk about him. Scared as shit.
And you believed it?
Well, sure, Detective, but we were just kids after all. And like I said, don't let your imagination get a hold of your judgment. It is just an urban legend. A ghost story.
An urban legend? From when?
Well, probably a couple 100 years or so, but Detective, this man, he's a loon, he's a drunk. I wouldn't mind anything that he says.
Where can I find out more about this?
Well, I suppose the local library would have a tale or two.
Thanks, I'll give it a look in the morning.
Well, all right, Detective, you go and have yourself a fine night.
Right, you too. Hey, you.
And you accuse me of following you.
This is no time for jokes. I want to know about this werewolf of Pumpkin Hollow. Is this the creature you were speaking about earlier? The one behind all the attacks?
The werewolf of Pumpkin Hollow. Just a myth. But behind every myth there is truth.
So tell me, what's going on here? What do you know?
Let's start from the beginning, when this town was founded in 1647. There were stories of a woman living outside the village, deep within the woods. She was an outcast, a rumored witch. When a group of 3 men became curious, they ventured deep into the woods, seeking to find the witch and kill her. But when they arrived at her doorstep and realized the rumors were true, they fled from those woods, running as fast as they could. When they finally emerged from the tree line, they were not 3, but 2. One man was missing. The witch had captured and bound him to her chair and set out to make an example of him. She brewed a potion and cast a spell, transforming this man into a hideous beast, a monster, created to be her loyal servant, a servant created to protect those woods. And she vowed that if anyone were to step upon her land, that they would be subject to her pet, torn apart, killed, eaten whole. They stormed her home, slayed the monster, and hung her from an oak tree. But as she stood with the noose around her neck, she cursed the town and vowed that her monster would arise every 100 years to feast and torment the people of Pumpkin Hollow. As legend tells, the monster lives among us, coming out only at night to feast on people for an entire year, until it has finally consumed enough flesh to harbor its 100-year hibernation. It happened 200 years ago. It happened 100 years ago. It's finally happening again.
Why doesn't anybody know about this? Why doesn't anybody say anything?
Because everyone has forgotten. It's a vicious cycle between live and forget. And as time goes on, the myth grows further from the truth. But there are those of us who still remember. Like your friend, Sheriff Brown.
Sheriff Brown?
You may take him for a fool, but he is one of the few remaining left. See, his family was here at the beginning. He's heard the stories. He knows the truth.
There's one thing that you said that doesn't add up.
What's that?
You said that the monster eats its victims, but I've been to the scene, and I've seen the bodies.
I didn't say when they were eaten, Detective. Check the graves.
Well, that crazy guy had better be right.
Operator, can you connect me to the sheriff's office, please?
There's nothing there.
Put your hands up. Detective Spade? What are you doing here?
Sheriff Brown?
It's one thing to chase ghost stories, but to come out here at night and dig up a grave? It's ridiculous. It's mad.
Look, I know it's ridiculous, but there's nothing here. No body, it's just an empty casket. Why don't you take a look for yourself?
Jesus Christ. How could this have happened?
I don't know. But if the stories are true, and I know you believe them, then someone among us is a monster. And there's only one person I can think of.
Who could have done this?
How long has Dr. Addison been here? In this town, I mean. How long has he lived here and worked here?
Well, he's been here since January. 10 months or so.
The attacks have been happening since January. Ever since Dr. Addison moved here. One attack every month, just like in the story.
Just to clarify, and just to be clear, you think Dr. Addison is the Pumpkin Hollow werewolf?
It's the only thing that makes sense. I mean, think about it, Sheriff. He takes the bodies away from the crime scene so quick nobody can get an eye on them. And hell, the bodies are so mangled, nobody wants an open casket. Therefore, we don't know what goes in the ground.
So, what are you claiming, Detective?
I think Dr. Addison is killing these people, eating their bodies.
Just like the stories, the werewolf kills and then eats his victims, but in this case, instead of eating them during the act, he does it afterwards.
Exactly. He's using his mortuary business as a sort of cover-up. He kills his victims, and then he picks them up the next day from the crime scene. It's the perfect plan.
Jesus Christ. Well, what do we do now?
I think we should pay Dr. Addison a visit.
I think it's near. Detective, I think you better use that shovel. Detective, I think we better go.
Sheriff, I can call an ambulance.
Sorry.
No, Sheriff.
Please, help me.
What a show! What a show! Just remember, the next time you see a full moon, be wary, for your local plumber or mailman could actually be scary. Remember to tune in next week for your lethal dose of Midnight Theater. Thank you, and good night.